What new obnoxious traits are you noticing in society? Go fund for people with money. Please fund my dream to go to a resort in sandals. You have to understand, it's my dream. I saw that for the first time a few years ago and was genuinely shocked. Like, oh, I have a lifelong dream to visit Ireland. To my knowledge, the guy was not terminal, he is still alive and would have graduated high school around 2010, so has plenty of years. I kept thinking, why would anyone pay for someone else's vacation? When you're trying to look up a recipe and have to read through this person's entire life story just to figure out what temp you preheat the oven to. People in restaurants or somewhere public with their phone or tablet's volume set way too high. Generally I see it with parents giving their toddlers a tablet with the sound cranked. Too many times I can hear it from a few tables down, either turn the volume to a low level, or give them some damn headphones. Bluetooth speaker at the gym. Are you ducking kidding me? I don't know how people even do that, I'm too self-conscious about my music taste to blast it around strangers like that. Some people are either shameless or oblivious dickheads. Or simply don't believe and treat others as you would want to be treated. Or maybe they do, bring your boombox next time. They'll appreciate it. As we enter an age of immense information, the most annoying but true thing, for me, as well, is that people feel confident in the information they find and take it as truth if it reinforces their own ideals. It's basically just accelerated justification bias, but it happens to us all, sometimes subconsciously. Because most people want affirmation, not information. People playing games, watching videos, etc. with the sound on in public spaces. Worst is when parents are just sitting there letting their kids play games and watch kids' stuff on YouTube with the volume really loud, as it's easier than actually interacting with them and teaching them spatial awareness. Seems to be oddly accepted now. I get embarrassed if I click on something in a public place and it plays a sound for even a few seconds before I can shut it off. This is why I've adjusted the way I hold my phone such that my thumb is always over the speaker, just in case. People sometimes give attitude if you don't promptly respond to their texts. They wonder if you're ignoring them when, in fact, you're simply not able to reply at the moment. People expecting you to contact them. And then, seeing a poor me nobody ever calls, texts, invites me social media update when they never contact you. My mom used to do this and she really didn't like when I pointed out that the phones work both ways. I used to feel almost overwhelming guilt after my parents got divorced and I went almost a year without talking to my dad's family. Every time I saw my dad he would tell me how sad his mom was that I never called her, but then I would get extreme anxiety every time I picked up the phone to call her, so it was this vicious cycle of guilt anxiety. One day my mom found me crying next to the phone and she pointed out that if my paternal grandmother wanted to talk to me so badly, she could pick up the damn phone herself, and it helped a lot with a huge amount of my social anxiety. Watched a mom let her kid walk into traffic because she was too busy looking at her phone. I guess you would call that a lack of awareness. That's not obnoxious, that's extremely dangerous and stupid. Flaky non-committal people everywhere these days. I'll ask my friend what Hess up to tonight, he says hell let me know. And then nothing. It's gotten to the point where if I don't get a straight answer about plans from any of my friends I assume it's a no and move on with my day. Parents are afraid to tell their kids no. I work in a college setting and I hate when a parent calls and starts the phone call with my son-daughter is in grad school and needs. Like duck off. How are they in graduate school but can't request this themselves? I seriously hate my job because I will tell a parent the student needs to request a sensitive document and they flip shit on me. My boss takes online classes for her daughter. Fills out her daughter FAFSA forms, registers her for class and uses her school account to communicate with the professors while pretending to be her daughter. It's so beyond ridiculous and she acts like it's totally normal. This actually angers me. Traffic is nothing new, but I feel like the stop-and-go traffic has gotten significantly worse since the rise of smartphones. If you're at a standstill, you check your phone for a little bit without realizing traffic started moving again, delaying the folks behind you, and it just causes a frustrating chain reaction. The worst of this is at red lights. It's unbelievable how someone who is first in line at a red light could sit there ducking with their phone knowing damn well that there are people behind them. And then flip you off in the mirror after you've counted to 10 before honking. I barely give them 5, lol. Where I live, there's a light every 8th mile or so, and not doing what the lights expect you to do kind of screws everything else. Like, there are some left turn lights that will turn yellow immediately if the front car doesn't move, even when the line's long enough to spill out into the main road. I mean it more as a courtesy wake-up call than to be impatient. Maybe I should get another horn that makes a very pleasant sound or something. Having to stop an event or moment to take a picture. Take it before or after. Just went to a wedding and noticed that damn near the entire audience was watching the wedding through their phones filming it. If all of my friend family are there, then likely these are your friend family as well. Why the duck do we all need a copy of the wedding in a likely wobbly, noisy, it was windy and an outdoor wedding, poorly lit video format? Who the hell is actually going to go back and watch it? Is it all just to post it on social media to say you're out doing shit? My wife and I are legally married already but never had a traditional wedding ceremony, so we're doing it next year. We decided from that wedding we attended that we're going to request and be adamant about no cell phone use during the ceremony. We have a photographer taking better photos than anything you'll get from your smartphone, and we'd rather people actually be in the moment during the ceremony and so focused on their phone. That's not going to go over well with the 8 children I plan to bring. Oh yeah, our wedding is adults only. Well, teenagers are welcome, 16 plus. My first time Tinder date, possibly a prostitute, that I'm bringing will still be upset about the phone thing. People getting rude because they had to wait longer than they wanted to for a service. Example, target line was long and a woman was stating her complaints, purposely louder than necessary, so everyone could hear her. She then bitched at the poor cashier. Have some patience, people. Oh, I had one of these recently? At my office building, the parking lot elevators are very slow and always breaking. On this lovely day, 23 were out of service, and it was around 5:10, so prime time for people leaving. I was waiting by the elevator when this guy walks up and I could just tell he was impatient. Apparently not impatient enough to spend 30s walking down the stairs to his parking level, mind you. So the elevator is naturally taking a while as it stops on 5 different floors before getting to us. He rushes in when it opens, but of course the group of 10 other people waiting also slowly squeeze in. An old lady starts making her way in, slowly, because she was very old, and he starts saying come on we gotta go, come on to the ducking old lady, the whole time a vein looks like it's gonna pop on his head. Finally the doors close and we go down, stopping at the first lower level, where old lady starts getting off. Naturally, angry man starts rushing her again, and begins quick tapping the close doors button as soon as she's most of the way out. The doors close and Es like sorry we just gotta go, and everyone kinda gave each other that what a douche look. He finally gets to his floor and practically leaps out of the elevator, and everyone sighs with relief because another couple floors would have been even worse. It was just hilarious seeing him try to spin it like everyone was in a rush to justify being a dick. I know it exists, but it is just ridiculous to see adults share their emotions or problems in Facebook. I mean, it is entirely possible to talk about it privately to someone, but broadcasting your hate towards a person really damages the credibility of adults. Anytime I see a "I'm so over fake people" post, my friends list gets shorter and higher in quality. I guess you're over fake people. Unfriend yourself op. People with no spatial awareness edit, spelling. Stopping in the middle of the sidewalk without realizing that there are people walking behind them. Most of this is tied to phones, but I live in a large city and it's the easiest way to spot a tourist. Especially when it's a group of people in front walking side by side taking up the whole sidewalk. If you have to make a sudden stop, move to the side. Our departments run companies. The last round of middle management promotions at my workplace was beyond laughable. Work performance and competency have been replaced by those who show and smile while failing. It pains me to see people who actually work hard and do a good job get passed by regularly. I call it the rubber floor effect. Dumbasses fall on their faces but somehow bounce back higher than before.